Hello everyone and a very good evening to you. We are back once again for round 5 of the WOR Tier 3 season here in the seaside town of Zandvoort, just 30 miles from the Dutch capital, and it is great to see such a circuit on the calendar this season. Alongside me to take us through all the action, and hopefully there is a lot of it if the first 4 rounds have been anything to go by. It's none other than Zach Oates. How you doing, mate?
Oh, absolutely brilliant, mate. Thank you. Awesome to be back at such a great venue. What a great track for racing. Obviously, it can be a lot of DRS trains, but obviously, if you go for a move, it's going to be some hard racing, and I expect these type of drivers to provide some great entertainment for tonight. Got my new mic. I've come prepared, and I'm ready for a thriller.
Yeah, it sounds good on the stream. You probably heard me checking it there. But yeah, we've got Jam Pancakes in tonight. We've got Franek in and Troy as well. So the grid, as ever, looking brilliant. Callum G as well. We all know him all too well. And yeah, this should be an absolute cracker. Let's run through the championship quickly. It was Flying Rossi that took victory last time out in Austria on the very final lap. So gutted that you missed that one. And you really did sound it when I mentioned it. But really was a cracker in Austria. Dry conditions to the intermediate, and then the full wet gamble. If you did miss that, what were you doing that night? There was no excuse not to watch last week, unless obviously you had other commitments. But TTMCs are now losing that championship lead because he only scored a single point in the end. Cheetah, a DNF, which means after his back-to-back wins in Belgium and Imola, he's now gone 2 races. Excuse me, I've got really bad wind today, I don't know why. 2 races without a single point, obviously missing Russia and DNFing in Austria. So yeah, Cheetah now on the back foot, 21 points down in the championship as well. But still, a race victory can really flip it again. It's anyone's game still, Zach.
No, yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we've seen some pretty mega races so far this season. It can't be not said, especially the last lap. The last laps have just been pure entertainment for us in the box, and obviously missing last week was a big disappointment for me. I was very disappointed to miss, especially after hearing what happened on that last lap and who actually managed to win that first Grand Prix after obviously bossing Belgium as bad as he did and having great pace all season. But he's finally got that win, Rossi, and I expect him to do much better things in the rest of the season. But no, yeah, it's unfortunate for obviously Cheetahs obviously dropping down the field in the championship. Obviously, same season now. So, like we said from round 1, this championship is wide open, and it's proving it how this season is unfolding. And I can't wait to see what the next rounds will hold.
Yeah, absolutely. You did mention Belgium, of course. If he survived that last sector, at this point it'd be 2 race wins and 2 second places. So really, he is the firm favourite now, and obviously missing a race for Cheetah has perhaps disrupted his momentum a little bit for the season. Obviously, you can feel that effect, surely. So yeah, that's probably didn't help his confidence going into Austria. He did have great pace. He was mixing it in within the top 4 or so. Steve F1 there, crossing line, going 4th fastest. This man picking up his very first podium of the season. Last time out, he sits 5th in the standings, and at the moment I'd say maybe the best of the rest. I mean, the Humperdinck's on 33 points in comparison to Steve's 23, but yeah, the Humperdinck has really started to find his feet now. The reigning champion, a 3rd place and a 2nd place as well. So yeah, just a word on the best of the rest then. The Humperdinck, Steve F1, what do you expect out of these 2 in particular?
Well, obviously, I think Steve has shocked us a little bit. Obviously, I've never heard too much about Steve, but he's done really well this season. I think he's definitely been a consistent driver, and he's been getting better each round. If it's not in results, it's been in race performances. He's just been, keeping it calm, not doing stupid mistakes like, let's say, the Humperdinck has been doing. Obviously, he's a multiple WOR champion, and he's been making some very silly mistakes this season. Obviously, Humperdinck, a little bit in front of Steve in the championship. Expect that will probably grow as the season goes on. But Steve, I think coming to midway to halfway into the season, I really think Steve will be putting in some great performances to potentially go for someone in the races. I think the championship will be too highly contested between the likes of Cheetah and Rozzy and maybe even the Humperdinck. But Steve definitely has a good chance of potentially nipping a top 5 out of the championship this year.
Yeah, absolutely. The Humperdinck as well, now finding his feet. Just a word on Zandvoort then as a track. Obviously, Turn 1 down at Tarzan. Not only was that part of the major overhaul to bring it back to the Formula 1 calendar, obviously that improved fan experience and racing. We've now got bank turns, raised curbs. You know, this circuit now has the lot, and it's great to have it on the game. It's great to see it part of real life. Obviously, Max Verstappen winning last season on his way to championship glory. No controversy in the Twitch chat, please. But personally, I really like it. It is very, very on edge. If you make a mistake, it's lap over, because the curbs are very, very punishing. Tyre management isn't always easy either, because of the bankings. They can take a bit of a beating, these Pirelli tyres. But what are your thoughts on the circuit? I mean, you didn't have a great day on Monday in terms of the race, if I remember correctly. Sometimes I just vaguely don't pay attention to Tier 1, but what do you think?
Yeah, obviously this track for me is an exciting one to put the least. Obviously, it's original. That's what I like about it. It's just different from the rest. It's just all them bank turns and tricky. It's a very difficult circuit. Even though it's short and fast, it is difficult. And it's going to be very punishing for drivers if they make one little mistake. Obviously, ERS management is very hard around here. The curbs are ferocious. So that one little clip of them, you could be off and all and out of the race. Obviously, yes, I did have a bit of a disaster at the race on Monday, but let's be honest, I have a disaster. Also, I was jam packets against P1 from the 10.2, not bad. But yeah, obviously the qualifying, I did a nice qualifying, but as I said, I made a little mistake for the last corner. I left the ERS on overtake, and I paid the price. But these drivers are going to learn from my mistake, and I'm sure they'll do even better than me and not spin through the last corner where there is no curb to die on.
Jam pancakes at the top of the timesheet said of the Humperdinck. Now we're starting to see lap times closer to where they should be. The first few weren't that representative, but Harv up in P3 at the moment. He'll be satisfied with this with about 10 minutes left to go in the session. I'm watching E.T. Liam at the moment. Coming now through turn number 9. Next up is turn 10, wide on entry. Then you've got to cut back. Try not to run wide on the exit. It's a little bit blind, that exit. You've got to be very careful in particular. But now, DRS stretch, run down towards the chicane of turn 11 and 12. Took a massive dip there in the curb. It's definitely risk versus reward in this absolutely stunning stadium section. And to the penultimate corner, turn 13, where again you can run wide, and it's already an invalidation for E.T. Liam. So this one won't count, as Cheetah goes 5th fastest at the moment. Obviously not too far away from the Netherlands. He won in Belgium, and he's certainly got another perhaps local crowd to please again today. Have we actually got any Dutch drivers this evening? I'm not too sure we do, because Hayden Kaz, I think, is SRCing.
Yes, I think he is.
Cheetah's close enough then. Is that offensive? Do people take offence to that in Belgium?
Nah.
The Netherlands? I don't know.
Max doesn't, so we don't.
Exactly.
Max,
Belgian-born Dutch driver.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting night to see how people go. Obviously, the times. I don't think they're too bad. Jam Pancake's definitely a nice little advantage at the top. I think, obviously, this is the thing we're going to learn Jam Pancakes this season. He's really going to build into what his pace used to be. Obviously, he took that long break, and he is obviously going to try and commit to as many rounds as he can this season. The more he does, the better he will get. And already, halfway through the session, he is pole position by nearly 3 attempts, which, you know, on such a highly contested, fast grid, let's be honest, is impressive to see. And I'm excited to see how he will develop in the season, because it's only like, what, round 4? So let's see if he can put in another lap, maybe into the 109s, which I do think he can do.
Great news to see Jesus Savoia, everyone's favourite Argentine, escaping a lift. That is brilliant to see him. Whether he will live up to the expectations of not clubbing and committing to WOR Tier 3, who bloody knows. But yeah, that guy has been through it all in his short life. ERL Franek up in P3 at the moment. I can't help but notice Franek obviously replacing TTM Caesar this evening. Second place man in the championship, not here. So if anyone is going to stop Flying Rozzy, it can only be Cheetah this evening that has the opportunity of taking top spot going into the first break week. Flying Rozzy ran to the final corner now on the banking of turn 14. DRS open up to the line, and the championship leader Mason and McLaren 1-2, just like that, a 10.1. Great stuff.
Yeah, great that there from Rozzy. Obviously making it 1-2 for McLaren's, which they're very happy about. There we go then, on board of Jam Pancakes now. It's interesting to see what type of lap he can produce under a bit of pressure now. Losing that P1, he's definitely got a little bit of pressure on his back, and he's definitely been in pole position. Nice little turn one there. After fifth, he doesn't unfortunately clip the curb there, which is not what you do. You do not want to be touching curves on this track, really. And yeah, there you go.
Oh, it's gone.
Back in lap. He does move if long as he cools the tyres down, which you do have to do around the tyres. It's very hot. And that's why at the start of the lap you don't want to push it too hard like he just did, because you will overwork him before you get the sector 3. But I'm sure Jam Pancakes will slow down now and get prepared for the next lap. But yeah, as I said, ERL Franek, I have heard some good things about Franek in other leagues. I've heard he's got some good pace. I think he is on the controller. So it's interesting to see what he does tonight. Obviously, this lap being preferably good for a pad. So I'm sure he'll be wanting to make his debut in WR Tier 3 this season a good one.
Yeah, I've always been very impressed with Franek whenever I have had the privilege to commentate him. So, yeah, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the young Pole today. The Humperdinck making his way into turn 10 now. He'll be the next one of our main contenders to pump in a lap here. It's down in towards the end of Sector 2. He's about a 10th up. It's saying purple in Sector 2. However, he needs to find about 3 more tenths to try and knock Flying Rozzy off top spot, and he's invalidated. It did just look desperate there for the Humperdinck. He had to try and find some time, but he'll be able to go again.
Yeah, Humperdinck, obviously, he's had a slow start to the season, so he's definitely trying to recover as many rounds as he can, obviously. I'm not sure how good of a track this is for Humperdinck, but yeah, he's a very fast driver, and I'm sure he's preferably good at every track against this grid, so we'll just see what he can do. But obviously, invalidating at the last corner will completely ruin the next lap because he can't go for it again. But you see Liam there up into P3, low point 3, not bad from Liam. Obviously, I think Liam made his debut at Russia. And well, he's looking quicker again, so fair play to him, and he'll be looking for a nice little round tonight. Limp Jet up there again, which is nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Limp Jet has kind of gone very well in the qualifying side of things, and has 2 P5 finishes to his name, as well as Jam Pancakes, the first man into the 9s. I almost said 10s. Never mind the 10s. It's the 1 minute 9s, and it's a 9.9 for Jam Pancakes. And the McLaren 1-2 has been inverted.
Yeah, that's exactly what I knew Jam Pancakes could do. I knew he could get in the 109s. He's just looking so strong. Even at Belgium, when he was obviously the first round of the season, a bit rusty, he was looking great. He was looking brilliant, and he's probably fixed a bit of pressure that he felt earlier on in the season, and he's already put in a 109.9. I know Rozzy is a very quick round here, and I'm sure he could also put in a 109, so we could definitely see a 1-2 for McLaren qualifying. 2 Englishmen on the front row at Netherlands. What a sight that is to see.
I think next up will be this man Harv, 4 tenths up at the moment, and this could well be a lap challenging for the front row, and how needed that is for Harv as well, who is on a mere 16 points, 11th place in the championship at the moment. He needs something special here in Harv's locker. What's he got? It's enough for P5. Lost a little bit of time. I say a little bit, too much time to go and chase the front row spot. It's not enough for Harv. Franek out there as well, so yeah, a lot of drivers still could probably beat Harv here, so it's not encouraging at this phase. DRS open for Franek, bit wide out of turn 10, but he makes his way down now in towards turn 11. Almost has 2/10 on his previous best into the chicane, short shifting to 4th, good traction, and now will set himself up for the penultimate corner, down to 5th. He's had to lift off, he got it all wrong into the penultimate corner. Somehow it's still valid, although he did take a massive chunk of gravel, and it's still P6 in all fairness, but it could have been so much more.
Yeah, Franek there. Obviously, he wasn't too much up through sector 1. Well, obviously, it was after sector 2. Obviously, it wasn't enough to challenge the front row. So I don't know if he was pushing a little bit too much. And Alex is, unfortunately, took retirement there. But I don't know if he was just pushing a little bit too much to get that extra bit of time to challenge the front guys. But yeah, unfortunately, I think the drivers would take a different approach to someone like me. Obviously, I'd be going down into 4th gear for that second to last corner, but they're trying to keep it in 5th. And like we saw Harv as well, they just understeer a bit through the second to last corner. So I don't know if it would have been better for Franek to take 4th, but no, he's still putting the lap as P6, so not bad for his debut. But we'll see PSR Troy up there in P7 on his, I think his WOR Tier 3 debut. So it's good to see the new guys getting up there.
It is, and there's still a long way to go in the championship, 10 rounds or so, so if you can start strong, you know, get a full-time seat if possible. I'm sure the likes of Troy, I'm not too sure what the situation is regarding him, but certainly there'll be opportunities with the very inconsistent sort of grids we're getting at the minute, but still anyone's game, which is the mental thing. If you can string together some good results, you can really be challenging for that top 5 in the championship at least at this stage of the season. And Cheetah up in P3, Flying Rossi out there on a lap as well. He's about half a tenth down in Sector 2. Jam Pancakes is going to get another lap in here. Jam Pancakes has crossed the line with 10 seconds to go to start his final flying lap. Flying Rossi on said final lap at the moment. He's improved, but not by enough. It could, though, be enough to hold on to that P2 spot. ETE Liam out there, Limpjet as well. Adam Dude up in P7, half crossing the line, going again. He goes up to 3rd. And he's done 3 laps on those soft tyres. So, Harv getting the most out of what he's got and going up to 3rd. That's really impressive.
Yeah, if I get Harv there after, well, multiple laps on the soft, still managing to get some life out of him, which is mental to see, because obviously tyres die so quickly around here. Obviously, that will affect him for the start of the race. Even though P3, I'm sure he doesn't care. We got anyone else across the line. Limjet now coming for the last corner. He was up for the second sector split, but yeah, he's just going to the pit lane. Adam Dude, no. Franek now around the last turn.
Humperdinck backed off.
Yeah, Humperdinck's had a bit of a stinker. And then we go Franek across the line. Looks like a good improvement. P3.
Hello.
Good lap, Franek. Right at the end.
Again, 3-lap-old softs. Yeah. I mean, that says a lot. Jam Pancakes doing a 10.001 there at the end. Pretty much matching his best effort. Well done to Jam Pancakes. He takes the honours. He takes pole position. It's McLaren dominance on the seaside of Zandvoort. That's just brilliant to see.
Yeah, absolutely. English domination of the English team and English drivers at Zandvoort. You would not have expected it. But here they are to prove us all wrong. Two up, well, let's be honest, I think they're definitely up there in the top 5 quickest on the grid. Well, Rossie's leading the championship, and Jam Pancakes is just finding his feet. But brilliant to see. Franek, obviously, P3, what a result for him as well. And a half, finally getting that bit better qualifying. So if he can just get a good start, try and keep the top guys, it could finally be a good race for the Aston Martin driver. And if we look to P11 on leading Alt Strat, it's none other than the Humperdinck. He snuck his way in there into P11.
I'm not sure if he backed out for that P11 spot on the final lap, because not often you realise it, or he made a mistake, but it's worked out perfectly. Whether he meant to do that or not for the Humperdinck, and well, he could go on to use that alternate strategy to great affection. We'll see what he does from P11 on the grid. Full grid then. Jam Pancakes and Flying Rossi. The very, 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 very English 1-2 with Franek disrupting that in 3rd. Harv Also on row 2 in 4th. Cheetah in 5th, the 3rd place man in the championship, trying to chase down Flying Rozzy. So, well, I'm not sure he'll be too distraught with that Cheetah, because he just does need to get some points back on the board. Mid-pack in the top 10. I mean, it's not something to take your mind off in the first turn, is it? Being P5.
No, yeah, P5. It's annoying that little P5 because the problem is it's up there. You know, you're happy you got that top 5, but it's not there. Like obviously, if he gets a good start, he could potentially get into P3. But then you're still P2 is where you want to be. Obviously, P2 right behind the leader. You know, if you want to go for a move, it's very easy to overtake the leader if the leader's got no DRS. So the problem is for Cheetah. He's got to get a good start and then push even harder. He's got to keep going. Luckily for him, though, we have seen the likes of Harv and Franek, obviously, 3-lap-old softs. And then they've also finished, and the AI is going around. Their tyres are going to be very warm. So Cheetah has not only got to get a good start, he's then got to get past them two as quickly as he can, because the two McLaren boys could think about making a break here.
Absolutely. Just 2 seconds to go until the formation lap. And just a quick word on the football. If you support Leeds...
Oh no, what's happened?
They're being absolutely destroyed.
Leeds versus...
Liverpool. They are being absolutely bum raped.
Oh
no. The delight of my
FPL
team.
My tip is...
Oh no.
That's not even half time.
The viewers are a touch lower. Hopefully nobody... No. Hopefully,
we got no Leeds fans in the chat.
Hopefully, nobody's immature or supports Leeds. I'm very immature. But this is the formation lap. The Humperdinck, of course, has opted for the mediums, as has Steve, Alex, Callum, Heaven going for the softs, NUFC Ryan on the mediums. Didn't see any of him in qualifying. Again, down there in the dumps. Low down on the grid. TMSMA has gone for the soft. Shazoo Savoya, who didn't get a lap in the end, has gone for the mediums as well. But McLaren, the dominant force in qualifying. Will they be the dominant force in the race? Get your predictions in the live chat. Will Franek spoil the party? Will it be Harv? Will it be Cheetah? There's a great top 5 there that certainly those 5, will they create a train, do you reckon, Zach? The top 5? I mean, we see many DRS trains around here that seem to go on forever. Very difficult to overtake. What do you think are the chances of racing today? For once, I feel like we've got a very strong top 5, 6 drivers. Even outside of the top 6, we've got Liam, Limjet, Adam Du, Troy. This is a great qualifying, but I feel like we're going to have a DRS train of most of the top 10 for a while, and then I think for some reason, somewhere along the way, Harv is going to make a little mistake. But that's just my out of nowhere. Harv could shock the system. But I just want to quickly mention before we start the race, we've got Callum G in the lobby for this one. Down in P14, getting back into racing just like the Pancakes. It'll be interesting to see how he does. I wish him the best of luck to the Scotsman. Could it be a day of the comeback kids? As the 18 drivers line up in their grid slots. Let's take on Zandvoort then. 5 red lights coming on ahead of the drivers. Lights out, and away we go. Will it stay as the McLaren 1-2 going down in towards Tarzan? It's championship leader Flying Rozzy that shoots up into the lead, but the 2 McLarens wheel to wheel through turn 1. Flying Rozzy emerges out in front ahead of Jam Pancakes, who was under pressure from Harv. Harv looking now to set himself up round the outside. Franek was on the inside there as well. Good start from Harv, getting up into 3rd place from the off. Side by side between Limjet and Cheetah. Cheetah's fallen down into 6th, but for how much longer as he tries to keep it up the inside through turn 7. Cheetah maintains that P5, but we've got spins for Alex and we've got a spin for Callum G. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I actually was on board with Callum G and Alex actually for the incident, and unfortunately, I think it looked like Callum G just didn't leave enough room. He just kind of put Alex on the curb and left him there. unfortunately, there's nothing Alex could really do, I don't think. But,
Whoa, 3 wide. Never going to work.
oh
Sorry to
my
interrupt
god.
that.
Drivers get very aggressive.
Amazed. Adam Dudes, the Humperdinck, all in there. I mean, I had a great view of that, so that would definitely be a huge talking point come the end of the race. And it's only lap 1. Flying Rossi setting the pace then at the end of the first lap. They tick by quickly at Zandvoort, but there's 36 laps. You know, you can't get complacent. You've got to keep your head down. Start to extend that gap. I mean, Flying Rossi won't mind if he's towing along his teammate, because obviously that protects him from Harv as well, and they can work to maintain this McLaren 1-2. Thinking of the constructors' standings as well, they've not quite been updated properly, so I'm not going to give you a full rundown of those at this moment in time, but I mean a 1-2. We saw the Aston Martin boys of Harv and the Humperdinck taken at the opening round last season. I mean, that set themselves up to dominate the rest of the season. This could be huge. Huge day for McLaren.
Yeah, the McLaren's had the dream start, and they're flying right now. Obviously, Flying Rossi, I know he has good pace coming into this race, and he's just pulling Jan Pankakes along. We look to Harv. He is dropping. I thought so. For some reason in my head, I thought Harv. I don't know why Harv. He has good pace. He's really shot us with the qualifying. Finally putting a good qualifying for us to see. But he's dropping. The McLaren boys' pace is unbelievably quick right now. And Pancakes looking very complacent in that P2. You've got to watch out though, obviously. Like you say, mistakes can be easy. And you've got to be on your toes at all times on this track. 36 laps. It's going to be very easy to doze off. But at the moment, these boys are doing everything perfectly.
I do think Harv is keeping one eye on the United game tonight, which could be his excuse, but I don't know whether he's got it on or not. I know I have been infamously playing Leicester games in the background during my time here, but just look at the difference in speed through turn 7. Franek was on it through there, just got so much more bite in the early phase of the corner. Now into turn 10. Turn 9, now into turn 10. Harv is looking vulnerable here. He's dropped off significantly. Franek on his heels and opening DRS. He may well think about going for a move into turn 1 on lap 4.
Yeah, obviously Harv's really struggling, and if he does not, and yet he isn't going to get DRS down the next straight. Now the McLaren boys, now they've got to push. For some reason, Harv has got a lot of DRS though, and he decided not to use it. Really surprising that from Harv, because now he's not got a DRS. It could be race over already. The McLaren boys could be gone. But here we go. Here are Franek now, looking for the move on Harv. There's rally outside with DRS enabled. Harv's going to go straight back down the inside. He's nice and tight. This is great battling from the two boys. Here we go down into turn 2. Very quick call. They make contact.
Oh, no!
And so Franek. The boys are spun.
Both
Cheetah
of them.
is P3 now. Oh my god.
I was enjoying that. I was holding my breath. I was letting you talk us through that. Yes, finally, wheel-to-wheel racing at Zandvoort. And that is how easily it can go wrong. Harv and Franek, who were challenging for podiums, so wheel-to-wheel for that final podium spot. But now, they're now down in P12 and 14th respectively. Horrible sight to see. Just a bit of wheel-to-wheel racing. And that can happen. Cheetah now up into P3. 2.6 seconds off of Jam Pancakes though. McLaren, it's just been the perfect day so far.
Yeah, and I think that's a big word, so far. Obviously, they've done a brilliant start. They've not only broke DRS, they've got a humongous gap of nearly 3 seconds to Cheetah. And Cheetah's got, it's going to be a tough day for Cheetah to try and regain any championship lead. But no, that battle between Franek and Harv was brilliant for us. It was great battling around a track where we don't really see battling. And yeah, Harv has retired. He thinks race is over. Unfortunate for him, because he finally was in a good position. Finally up into that podium place for now. He was finally dead it, but unfortunately, yeah, it's all gone down the bin for him. But no, yeah, the McLaren boys now, they've got, I don't know if they're in the same party or not, but they've got to think about it smart now, try and save ERS, work together, maybe save their tyres, because they've just got to keep it smart, and they can easily beat a McLaren 1-2 today, which has shocked us all.
It's at this point where you can go, yeah, it's going to be easy. But
yes,
after the events of Belgium, after the events of Austria, where it looked like the Humperdinck had everything under control as well, but obviously fell victim to Flying Rossi. And the final laps we've seen as well, Russia. This season's had everything. I don't want to put any predictions on anything, but in fact the McLarens are going to invert here as Jam Pancakes comes flying up the inside. Obviously Flying Rossi won't defend that one too hard. They're still pulling away now. 3.3 seconds advantage they've got over Cheetah. Absolutely no panic.
Yeah, I think that's pretty perfect from the McLaren boys, because not only is it the benefit of Pancakes going ahead, because I feel like he is the slightly quicker at this point in the race. He's got some really good pace. Keeping right behind Rossi. Now he lets Rossi have a chance to save a bit more ERS in that overtake. Because they did it in a straight line, because it was all perfect. You know, Jam used ERS and DRS. They stretched.
Franek.
Ooh, Franek. Interesting. That's
Spun
because of
on the exit of the banking.
Shouldn't be a safety car
everywhere.
at least, though. Should be fine for that. But yeah, so a bad day for Franek goes well to worse. Unfortunately for Franek, but he got to take out from this. Pace was brilliant, and he'll move on to hopefully he'll join us back at the next race, but after the break week, obviously. But yeah, like I said, the McLaren boys, it lets Rossi have a bit of chance to save some ERS, and the overtake, just that one overtake allowed them to gain probably at least another 4/10 on Cheetah, which, because they've already got over 3 seconds, is a mammoth bit of time to gain.
Limpjet takes the VSC gamble and is the only one to do so. Oh, Callum. It wasn't looking like a great day anyway after his lap 1 spin. But he's got a drive through to his name as well. He comes in straight away to serve it, or maybe even might think about retirement here, unfortunately, because he's going to be significantly on the back foot now. Limpjet, though, does go in. Ooh. Oh, Shizu Savoya has crashed out. That's on the exit of turn 2. And could this be...
in the wall.
Could this be a safety car? I think it would have already...
I don't know, you never know.
Deployed by now.
Oh, green flags.
It's gone. Green.
Well, I think that's incredibly lucky for the McLaren boys. But I say this, Rossi 1.3 seconds back. He's had a bit of a stinker on the VSC restart, I think. And he's lost the DRS, crucially for Jam Pancakes. He's dropped DRS. Obviously, I know they probably both would be like the McLaren 1-2, but they both want to win. Pancakes, looking at this now, could be loving it. He's got the over DRS advantage. He's got the pace, crucially, over Rossi. This could be Jam Pancakes' race if he can now carry it on. As I think Alex is now retired turn 2.
I think he went into the pit lane
and his car's pulled over. Okay,
yes,
that's okay then. But yeah, as Ryan, oh my god, Ryan just binned it. I've just got a board and Ryan's binned it.
Ryan.
Oh my god.
DNF number 5, and we're 8 laps in.
And I think that's going to be a safety car. Cheetah might have a blessing here. He didn't have a blessing from the Savoya crash, but I feel like this one will be a safety car. If it isn't, then for this game being very
too late again, surely.
This game is frazzling my brain.
Spun at the banking, lost a bit of wing. All of his wing.
And it's green flags. No safety car again. For the McLaren boys.
Oh, it's so typical.
But the game not giving Cheetah any luck today. Because it's not even going to be luck. It should be a safety car.
I hate this track, says NUFC Ryan. Hey, says Half.
Ryan, I'm absolutely disappointed in you. I hope you know. Nah, unlucky Ryan. But Half, very disappointed. I don't know.
Hang on a minute. We've got an overtake.
No way.
Typical F1 overtaking PSR Troy for P5 there. Typical F1.
Steve F1 and Heaven.
Oh, it's side by side. I thought that was an incident. I was gonna go on the tangent about safety cars again, but they go wheel to wheel. FRT Heaven gets ahead. Steve F1 on the mediums. FRT Heaven on the softs. So at this stage, still, you'd back FRT Heaven to hold on here, but Steve just a 10th behind at this moment. Sorry, I thought there was another incident. That's why I said,
No, yeah, there's battling everywhere. This is pretty. Obviously, the grid's a bit shaken up. So obviously there's not a huge DRS train, which is allowing battles as Heaven does go a bit wide. We're going to be side by side again. Here we go. Steve going for the switch back on the medium tyres. There's a DRS zone now. He's going to use a bit of DRS now. He's side by side into the edge of the chicane to sector 3. Steve will smartly back out of this, but he's right on him now for the DRS check. This is great racing from everyone today. Britain City and Humperdinck already having a P7 on their medium tyres, crucially.
Yeah, don't count out the Humperdinck at this phase. I'm sure maybe later in the race a safety car, will fall kindly for him. Here comes Steve F1, FRT Heaven defending to the inside. Steve F1's going to go the long way round, perhaps all the way around the outside, and there's a bit of wheel banging and not again side by side into turn 2. FRT Heaven on the inside, but he backed out just enough to avoid a collision there. Steve F1, fair play for leaving plenty of space to avoid the collision so we can witness some great side by side racing here. FRT Heaven daring the move into turn 7. I was going to say, how on earth could you possibly pull that off? But he was right on it. He had all his overtake being depleted. Wow.
Yeah, in fact, there's too much to commentate on. Too much. Everyone is providing a great show for us, except for the McLaren boys. They're being, cheeky and trying to get away. And they got some awesome pace. They are dropping Cheetah by 4 to 5 tenths a lap, and neither of them are on a DRS little train. They're not working together. Pancakes is pulling away from Rossi as it stands, or keeping the gap. And Cheetah, we know how quick he is. The McLaren boys' pace is really good right now, and Liam is right on the back of Cheetah. We could see a change for P3 here.
Here comes FRT Heaven. This time he's going the long way round at turn 1. Can he pull it off like Steve F1 did just a lap ago? And again side by side into turn 2. And again, it's a similar story. Steve backs out just enough. FRT Heaven leaves plenty of room even still. And that's just the nature of racing at Zandvoort. It can be brilliant or utterly insert proverbial.
Yeah, mate, fair play to Heaven and Steve. We've seen side-by-side battles a lot this race, and we've seen a lot of crashes. But Heaven and Steve have done it 3 to 4 times through turn 1 and 2, and even later on in the lap, and they've not crashed once. Fair play to both these racers for respect to both drivers. Will we see Steve dive into sector 3? No, we won't. He is driving very smart on the medium tyres. Up there, I think second on the medium, in the medium type runner. Oh, brilliant. And Pancakes.
We've got Jam Pancakes in. Here we go then. We saw Troy going in. We've seen Limp Jet going in. Now it's the turn of the race leader, Jam Pancakes. I think he's going to come out in... Well, let's actually have a look at Limp Jet and see how close he is in comparison. Well, Jam Pancakes is already out of the pit lane. It's a short pit lane here at Zandvoort. And obviously you get the inside into turn 1 as well. So in terms of race time, it's nothing either. So the virtual safety car isn't really that beneficial. Well, it is a little bit more beneficial, actually, in comparison to other tracks.
Oh,
but still, Lemjet finds himself 6 seconds off. And I cannot believe what I'm saying. Oh, Troy has spun and left the session. He's not out of it. I'm not quite sure what's happened to Troy. I simply think he's just spun on the exit of turn 3. But that Red Bull front wing is fully intact. So if you want to offer him an invite back, I mean, that's the best thing to do. I don't really know what else I can say about that. But yeah, will Flying Rossi come in this lap? No, he stays out for another. Trying to get the overcut. Trying to gamble on maybe a safety car. ETE Liam in his battle with typical F1. And Cheetah in that little sandwich comes into the pits as well. So now we're starting to see the pit stops. The Humperdinck funneling up through the field. And soon enough, he'll be in the lead of the race and in control.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you earlier. Obviously, Steve F1 and Heaven, side by side again. These two are putting on a right show. Fair play to them both. Obviously, yeah, so interesting to see Rossi's plan here. I think it's actually quite a smart one. He was out of the DRS Summer Jam Pancakes. Pancakes had the advantage of pace over him, I felt. So, I think Rossi's going to go for a completely different thing. He's going to go for not only 1 lap, maybe even 2 to 3 lap fresher tyres. Obviously, Pancakes will get a lovely undercut, but Rossi will hope to come back later in that race And that's all he can really do, in my opinion. And I think that's very smart from Ozzy. He's trying something bold. He won't get undercut by anyone, so he's got to try something. Because Jam Pancakes is doing nothing wrong. There's 2 Jam Pancakes right on the back of FRT Heaven now. Diving it down inside into sector 3. Lovely late on the brakes and just a superior grip over the driver on the old softs. Gets down to P6 and nice and easy. But Rossi says that again. Interesting.
Cheetah goes in on this lap, but yeah, Jam Pancakes getting past FRT Heaven at the first real opportunity. He won't be able to immediately get past Steve F1 here because of the distance between them. Heaven gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Not what you want, even in those lower points positions. And obviously, if there is a safety car and they do decide to go back into the pit lane, they'll have to serve that. Adam Dude now setting the fastest lap as well. So Adam Dude showing good pace. And he's going to be wheel to wheel with FRT Heaven on the exit of the pit lane. Heaven, will he back out? Yes, he does. He had to pretty swiftly there.
Yeah, Heaven really enjoying his battling today. He's battling with everyone apparently, even with his 5-second penalty. But he's eager to race and he's giving us a show. So fair play to the boy. As we see, Rossi confronted the final couple turns now. Will we see him dip into the pit lane? Yes, we do, finally. Because I feel like if he does that any longer, it's going to be too big of a gap to catch up now. So it's probably very early for the pit lane now, but obviously 5 seconds will just completely ruin his race now. We're going to see, obviously, we've got Jam Pancakes come through the last turn, right behind Steve. Did he get held up too much in this lap? We'll see now compared to Rossi. As Steve defends, I don't think he's going to put any up for match for Jam Pancakes. No, he doesn't. But we're going to come through the last turn now. Rossi's leaving the pit lane. Jam Pancakes is very far ahead.
Wow. That's about 4.5 seconds. It was about 1.5.
Yes. Wow. Obviously, I do feel like it was the right idea for Rossi to go a little bit longer, but 3.8 seconds compared to Jam Pancakes' pace, I think it's just too much, unfortunately. Jam Pancakes has done absolutely everything right so far in this race. Will he finish it off? Still plenty of time to go now left in the race. We've got to forget, 36 laps is a long time. But, you know, Jam Pancakes, he's done everything right. Can Rossi do anything to come back as we see Libjet unfortunately spin? Yeah, unlucky to him. Very easy to do around the track. One little touch of the curb and he's gone.
Took the gamble, had to try and make the most of it. But unfortunately, he's just pushed that little bit too much. And on the exit of turn 9, he found himself in a spin, which sees him now really out of touch, really out of sync with the pack he was fighting. Jam Pancakes with another fastest lap pumped in. He'll start closing into the Humperdinck soon, and maybe that will be an obstacle that may allow Flying Rossi to close in a fair bit. But it'll be nothing significant at this stage.
Yeah, it's hard to say what's happening at this race. We've got plenty of races to go. Obviously, we do know Rossi's got a bit more experience in the racing this year compared to Jam Pancakes. Jam Pancakes obviously missing a few rounds this year. Rossi being the championship leader, so we can't count Rossi out yet. It's a big gap, but you know he's catching right now, and he's got fresher tyres. We've got to remember, I think it's 3 laps fresher, which is quite big round here. So you know, don't count him out yet. It's just going to be a mammoth task to bring down such a big gap. And Cheetah, I'm really surprised about Cheetah. I don't know how quick the McLaren boys are, but Cheetah really has no answer for the 2 boys provisionally leading the race. Obviously, P2 and P4 on track as it stands. And also Humperdinck, very far ahead of any other medium runner. Interesting to see where he will come out in terms of pace. I reckon P3 is definitely on the cards for Humperdinck today.
Is there some 2022 foreshadowing of the performance pecking order going on here with McLaren out in front? Who knows? Who knows? Nobody knows.
Nobody does know. Because you can't count the F1 testing as times. You ignore it.
Apparently Haas have developed the most, so... Well, Mazepin could win the championship for all we know.
Well, then I will be very happy in life. There's only one thing that will make me happy, and that's Mazepin supremacy.
Mazepin supremacy. You heard it here first. it's a nice battle brewing between Cheetah and Liam and typical F1. This was well, building itself up in the first stint, but now we're starting to see it really start to tick over a little bit. Typical F1 was getting really close to the back of Liam. Liam now closing up to the back of Cheetah. Cheetah will be desperate to hold on to a podium today, get himself back in form, and he will overtake TTM Caesar in the championship if Flying Rossi does finish in the net P2, as is current with these strategies ongoing. He'll pull 3 points further ahead of Cheetah, so the gap will still be within a race. So if anything does happen to Flying Rossi in an upcoming race, Cheetah, you know, only needs to win to get back up into the championship lead with an abundance of races to go. So it's kind of how we're looking at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've also just realised I've made a pretty stupid mistake. As our calendar year is retired at turn 3. Interesting. Now, and it is, there we go. Finally happened. And unfortunately for Chad Pancakes, it's finally happened for him. He would have, if he wanted to say to go, it would have to been earlier in the race. But unfortunately for him, he does everything, gets out of the of everyone. And unfortunately, it's over now. Interesting to see what Tyler goes for. Humperdinck has been frauded here, unfortunately, because he can't go on the sauce. And
will he risk it? Will he risk it for a chocolate biscuit? He's going to. He's got to, surely.
He has to, yeah.
And he goes.
It was too much time if he waits out on the sauce. So, either he goes mediums again and then sauce, or he goes hards, but yeah, it looks like he's going to go... Wait, softs? Okay. Oh, and yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
17 laps.
No, I think he's going to go pit again onto the mediums. He knows the hard are too slow, but obviously he can't stay out. It's just too. It'll be a complete waste of time. Oh, and we don't see Humperdinck actually cross the pit exit line there. I did see it with my own eyes. And I know in Tier 1, Humperdinck does not like people crossing that pit exit line. So, you know what? I will question him after the race about it, because I am very, very disgusted with
not a real champion.
Yeah, not a real champion in my books. Absolutely
exactly.
not. Pretends he's English as well. We all know he's not. Yeah. So, especially doing stuff like that, mate. Disgusting. But yeah, it will be smart though for Humperdinck to go on the mediums, because he will come out in P7. And I think Steve will do it as well. So he's probably going about P6 here. Humperdinck's going to be P6 on the freshest tyres. Yeah, freshest tyres on the grid, really. Compared to the top 5 anyway. This could be a Humperdinck's masterclass. But he will be getting a penalty for what I saw out of the pit lane. I will make sure of that one. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, in my opinion.
Oh, my word.
Anyway,
Flying Rossi and Cheetah having a ticket back into this, though. It's very exciting, whatever happens, penalties or not.
Yeah, I feel bad for Jam Pancakes. Obviously, he done so well in this race. It was great to see Jam Pancakes 44 leading a race, and Humperdinck stays out. Okay, well,
and typical F1 goes in.
You know
interesting.
What? And he hits the sauce. Okay, everyone's frozen my brain here a bit, and I don't like it. Because I think that actually might be a good plan. I think it. I don't know. I think it's too early for softs. They're just going to die out. So I don't know why Humperdinck and Steve didn't pit again, because they wouldn't have lost any extra positions, and they would have made it to the end probably. Anyway, that's their plan, and we'll see if it works out for it. It makes it more interesting for us seeing soft riders come through the pack. So we can't know.
Sure. Yeah. No complaining in this live stream. I'm all for it. The Humperdinck, whether it was going to be fresh mediums or fresh softs, it's softs he's gone for, so that makes the overtaking job at hand that little bit easier as well. That whole lot more easier. What am I saying? A little bit. That changes everything in terms of being able to make these overtakes, because completely fresh mediums, and what's he got to contend with here? 4 or 5 lap old mediums would have been not so easy. There's not a huge difference. But obviously with the softs, that makes the difference even more great. NUFC Ryan saying, in my opinion, Zandvoort is the worst track on the game.
Well, this man also put in the chat Southampton are bad, so I don't think we can believe anything this man
Yeah,
says.
opinion invalid.
Yeah, absolutely. In
Stick
my
to
opinion.
17th.
Yes,
I can't
exactly.
even say
Get
anything.
out of my tier, Ryan. Anyway, if we look now, the Saints got to that another lap because of Team SMAs. Will we see a pit stop from any of the drivers? Because I feel like it might be a good time to pit now, and we're not. I thought we might see one from Jam Pancakes there actually, because actually no, that's a stupid idea. Don't believe me. Don't listen to me. But if I did see anyone, it would have been Jam Pancakes because obviously he is on like I think it was what 10, 9, 10 lap in that tyres already. Which is pretty massive in my opinion. Let's see what lap he pit. Lap 12 he pit. Lap 12, 13. So he has been on the tyres quite a long time already, but obviously there would be no point in him pitting because he would have dropped too far back. So don't listen to me. But if there was a good time to pit, I reckon it would have been that lap for the soft runners. And Ryan says harsh. So no, you know what, Ryan? Get out of my chat.
Get out my chat. Oh my word.
Sorry, get out of Joe's chat, but I'm part of chat,
Our chat.
so I can.
Communism.
Yeah, exactly. Cheetah the win. Interesting remarks there from Cheetah, who hasn't really looked like he's had the pace, but he is there now. That's all that matters. Cheetah could fix it all and just do an absolute dive
If you don't buy a
bomb.
ticket, you won't win the raffle. I'm pretty
Exactly.
sure I've heard Martin Brundle say that far too many times now.
You are Martin Brundle. And Piers Troy has seen the safety car. He's joined. It might be too late.
It just had to be. FRT Heaven picks up a penalty. I think TMS Amazed, I think that said, tapped him in the rear. But Jam Pancakes, who was the dominant force, now all of a sudden feels the heat again on the seaside in the Netherlands. And into the penultimate corner he goes.
Oh,
He bolt on the banking.
Jam Pancakes waiting a long time. This is good for Troy. Can Troy get back in the car? I feel like Jam Pancakes is going to wait a long time here. No, he's not.
There he goes. And we're racing again in Zandvoort. Has he done Troy a favour? We'll find out very soon. And, oh, the timing's glitched on me. But Liam and the Humperdinck side by side. This is crucial for the Humperdinck. And he gets one overtake done on the first time of asking. The Humperdinck into fourth when it soon be third, as he's already on the back of Cheetah, and he's got a great exit out of turn 3. Look at the overtake he's deploying. Cheetah to the right hand side. The Humperdinck marches on into P3, and all of a sudden he finds himself right behind the two McLarens who have dominated from the start all the way to lap 22.
Oh my god. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Humperdinck already into P3. Cheetah, absolutely disgusting letting him through. Well, we wanted to see a Titanic battle, but now Humperdinck might get to even go. He's going to be challenging, but these McLaren boys have been 1-2 all race. 22 laps in. They are not going to be willing to give it up to someone like the Humperdinck, who Rossi will want to beat in the championship this year. I'm pretty sure he will be desperate to beat the Humperdinck. And if Humperdinck does get a win here, this could spur him right up for the rest of the season. He could be ready to go and get back to his form that he had last season now, and on those soft tyres. Plenty of laps to go though, so the McLaren boys have just got to try and keep back as long as they can and hope them softs die out.
Adam Dude's getting a move on as well. Into P7 he goes. Steve F1 hasn't been able to clear Liam just yet, nor Cheetah either. So Steve F1 was obviously on that same strategy as the Humperdinck. Has not been able to clear these two. So that just makes what the Humperdinck has done far lots more impressive. That was seriously on edge from the Humperdinck. Got it done all in the first sector. And now DRS enabled on the next lap. Starts smelling this victory. He smells the route back into the championship fight. We've got a spin, and it's Steve F1. So I was mentioning the Humperdinck's role in this and how Steve F1 hasn't been able to replicate that. He's now really bowed out of contention with a spin. He's not too far off Troy and the rest of the pack. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I was on board with Steve there as he went for the move on I think it was Liam essentially, and yeah, unfortunately it was just a bit of a desperate move to be honest. I think Liam broke a bit early, and he just kind of nipped that inside, and unfortunately, it was his own fault at the spin. So yeah, it's unfortunate because Steve's done a really good race, but you know, there's only 11 runners, so points still on the cards. Carry on, try and get something out of this race.
Oh, TMS Amaze has been pinched by typical F1. They went side by side into turn 2, and fortunately, I didn't quite see how the spin occurred. But again, that's the risk you're taking, going side by side into that part of the track. TMS Amaze has felt the pain.
Yeah, TMS Amaze, obviously, you know, he's a flying Scotsman. He loves a good battle, he loves a good bit of contact, in my opinion. TMS Amaze, a true racing driver, and unfortunately, this season's been tough for him. It's been really tough. I didn't expect a bit more pace from him, but you never know. We've got plenty of the season left. He's just got to find his feet again and come back stronger later on. But like I say, the McLaren boys do exceptionally well on these medium tyres. You know, Humperdinck did very well to get through. As we see now, it's typical Zandvoort.
Yeah.
And
fastest laps.
Yeah. Brilliant. Obviously, they pretty much matched each other on the exact same fast lap time. These two are driving unbelievably well. Fair play to both of them. And, you know, Cheetah is on, you know, not far off being dropped out of a DRS range here. So he's got to try and pick up some of the pace now, because he can't risk letting these lot get away.
DNF number 8 is Steve F1. We're now down to just 10 runners, and really Amazed and Troy out of contention. So we've got this top 8 all fighting for a decent chunk of points, no matter what here. But particularly this top 3. Jam Pancakes, Flying Rossi and the Humperdinck. There'll be 11 laps to go when we cross the line. And the Humperdinck, obviously, it's a long way to stretch those softs. He's got to think about conserving them as well. So maybe that's why he's not quite full push at this stage. Still got plenty of ERS. Flying Rossi has had to use a lot to keep in touch with Jam Pancakes. But he's now closing and able to save that once again.
Yeah, looking at the ERSs, Rossi, it's hardly anything. Whereas Jam Pancakes is over 70+%. This is Jam Pancakes' race to lose. Jam Pancakes' pace has been phenomenal this race, and it's been great to commentate over Jam Pancakes again, leading a race. But Rossi, I'm really surprised. Rossi had really good pace going into this. Championship leader, full of confidence, and he's just struggling today. Obviously, yeah, I feel like you're right about the Humperdinck. On them soft tyres, he's got to stretch him to the end. So he's got to, be careful and not try and push. He's going to be looking for a solid result here. Try and get to the end. Maybe, if he has to give up the position to he will do. Because the top 4 is still very solid for the man. We got second last week, so another solid result for Humperdinck would be nice. But obviously, the wind's right there. He's a racing driver. He's a champion. The race is not over yet, and he's still got plenty of ERS.
There'll be 3 podiums in a row if he can get this to the end in the position that he's in, or in fact in second or first. I mean, it doesn't make a difference. Still 3 podiums in a row, and I'll definitely be intrigued to ask him whether he would have expected such a streak after the nightmare of an opening 2 rounds he had. So you can't really knock him for his efforts in trying to recover this championship that looked lost after 2 rounds. Cheetah had 50 points. Humperdinck had 0 after the opening 2, so, and now he's in front of said Cheetah, so yeah. Obviously, Humperdinck, let's be honest, a very, very poor start to the season, but he's coming back, he's getting consistent, and I feel like we're, I would say we feel like we're going to be starting to see a Humperdinck run a form of wins, because obviously you've got plenty of experience in that over this grid. But Rossi and Jam Pancakes over this race have really put a new light on them two, because see how good they are at this track. Who knows what they could do at some of their better tracks? They both are on the wheel and everything. So this isn't and obviously this is a track that's probably preferred to pad. I'm not sure who is on a pad on this grid. Not sure if any of the top guys are, but all I know is they are very quick, and at these 4, I don't see any of them overtaking each other, because they're all so quick and so equal on pace at the moment.
except for Jam Pancakes. I feel like Jam Pancakes' pace has been phenomenal today. I have said this before, but you know, the performance he's putting in today is really remarkable.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully this isn't an anticlimactic end because it still has so much potential, and I'm just waiting. I'm really patiently waiting to see this burst into life still. How was half the grid DNF'd? Yeah, I don't know either, to be fair.
Yeah, it's been a harsh race. It's a very hard track for the drivers, unfortunately. And we've seen a lot of battling though, to be fair. So
Yeah, we have.
yeah, it hasn't been like a not entertaining race and everyone's given up. You know, they've pushed hard and unfortunately, you know, they've been bit in the arse by pushing hard, unfortunately. But Hummerdinck, 9 tenths back. He's on the brink of losing DRS to the guys ahead.
Yeah, he's now starting to use some of that overtake. Jam Pancake still on a very similar level to what we last saw him on. Flying Rossi now on about 10%, so he's really struggling to keep in touch without that DRS. That's for sure. So yeah, he's really having to use everything here. Typical F1, perhaps going in for a fastest lap attempt. Who knows? But yeah, he pit under the safety car, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then went for the soft. So an odd strategy in the end, and he might try and salvage something with a fastest lap point. Just free track time towards the end of this race. But the Humperdinck is now out of DRS.
Oh my god.
You can see him using the overtake to try catch back up. But is it going to be enough into turn 11 and now turn 12? Are those softs going off already?
I think it's a bit of both. Obviously, the softs will not be feeling that great for him, but they shouldn't be going off this early, like this badly anyway. I think the pace up front is phenomenal. You know, Rossi has got literally no ERS to his name. If Jam Pancakes can get this out of DRS range, he is gone. His pace is really good right now, and Rossi is struggling to keep up.
That doesn't look normal.
And unfortunately,
that does not look normal.
Liam is now basically out the race. Unfortunately,
just went straight on. They were side by side.
Oh, really?
For a moment, but he just went straight on. So I'm not sure what went on there. There didn't look to be any contact at the moment. I thought there was some actual side by side battling for the first time, really, since the safety car restart.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? You know, when the group was spread out, we saw battles left, right, and centre. Couldn't commentate all over it, and unfortunately, the grid's just been kind of a stalemate since the safety car. Obviously, the grid is a lot closer. Obviously, just before then, really, about 2 laps ago, we had the whole top 10 pretty much in the DRS zone, and then now, well, they've all just spread out again, and unfortunately, we can't really see any battles. The only battle we're really going to see today, I reckon, is between Cheetah and the Humperdinck. Humperdinck, 0 RS and out of DRS range by 1.5 seconds. Top 2 are gone now. It's between the 2 McLarens to see who can win today. 5 laps to go.
5 tenths, 5 laps. Flying Rossi versus Jam Pancakes. We can wave goodbye to the Humperdinck, really, in this battle, unless something monumental happens. I don't think Humperdinck stands a chance anymore. Just putting it out there. But Cheetah now fancies his chances to get back onto the podium. And it looks like he's got the pace and confidence to do so. This doesn't look like a driver who hasn't scored a point in his last 2 races. It looks like the driver that won the opening 2 rounds.
Yeah, I don't know what is a Cheetah right now. I don't know if the first 2 rounds were really strong for him, but he's obviously he's gone for a bit of a dry spell. Obviously, yeah, I know he didn't make Russia, but yeah, it's not the Cheetah we've been seeing lately. But this podium that he could be getting today could change everything. He is going for it now on the Humperdinck. He's got no ERS.
Here he goes.
That is so much
Humperdinck squeezes him.
Type-esque Hungary incident. As he goes a bit deep now, side-by-side action through turn 1. This is great battle into turn 2. And yeah, he just smartly backs out there. Humperdinck really getting aggressive there. And now they've both got no ERS. Now it's a straight fight. And Adam Dude now on the back. three-way fight for the final spot on the podium.
Borderline fair from the Humperdinck anymore, and that could have been catastrophic. Like you said, Schumacher-esque on the run down towards turn 1. They did go wheel to wheel. Cheetah backed out into turn 2, but obviously both of these guys ERS situations, yeah, not looking good. So it's pretty much a level playing field once again. Adam Dude not in a great state either. These three all really in the same boat on ERS. So let's see what happens here. Cheetah once again within DRS to try and attack the Humperdinck through the bank in the final corner of turn 14. Don't want to be using overtake too early. You can spin out, light up the rears, and say goodbye to your entire race. And in fact, Adam Dude actually was gaining. So the Humperdinck, Cheetah, Adam Dude really condensing into a thrilling fight for the podium.
Yeah, this is going to be a thrilling last couple of laps now. Obviously, they're all on the exact same ERS pretty much. They've all got nothing, basically. And they're all hungry for this podium. And unfortunately, Lewis Penny, but obviously he is out of this race now, pretty much. But yeah, these three are going to put on a great show. Hopefully, we see no crashes here. We've seen a lot of crashing today. And I'm hoping these guys can make it to the end. But obviously, they're all going to be desperate for this podium now. None of them really... Obviously, Cheetah in the championship fight, so he'll be desperate to get some points back, considering main championship rival is up in there in P2 battling for the win. But you know, the Humperdinck and Adam Dude really nothing to lose at the moment, so they'll be desperate for them. But that podium status they'll get.
Oh, Cheetah! Whoa! Complete tank slapper on the exit of turn number 12, and now is under massive pressure from Adam Dude. Cheetah has to get on the overtake, has to get that DRS open nice and quickly. Adam Dude thinks about it, Cheetah thinks about it, and it's an almighty lunge into the first corner. And you know what? It's worked. It looked like Cheetah was about to spin out at turn 12, but he overtakes the Humperdinck in extraordinary circumstances, and now Adam Dude is wheel to wheel with the reigning champion, coming up through turn 6 and down towards turn 7. Now they plummet. Who gets to the apex on the inside? It's Adam Dude. It's Adam Dude that takes P4. It's Cheetah up to P3, and now Cheetah looks like the vulnerable one. Wow.
What racing! Obviously, Alex Cheetah went from nearly spinning out at the start of sector 3 to 2 turns later taking that P3 spot for the Humperdinck. But unfortunately for him, he now, there's 2 laps left. He's a very vulnerable. Adam Dude crucially getting past the Humperdinck now. The smart thing for Adam Dude is to sit behind. Wait one more lap, Adam Dude. Just wait, sitting behind, because that DRS is massive. Try to save a bit of DRS if he can. But yeah, getting past Humperdinck could be a podium-winning type move there for Adam Dude. Great, but awesome battling from them. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Humperdinck leaving just a bit of room. Obviously, I thought Cheetah went a bit too deep into turn 1, but luckily the Humperdinck saw it come in, allowed a bit of room, and well, very, very fair and respectful racing from these three.
It was so Daniel Ricciardo-esque. It was beautiful. Absolutely extraordinary move. Can't stress that enough. Definitely down for any overtakes of the season awards that WOR could be running at the end. I don't think that's going to happen, but I reckon if it was, that should be the very first nomination on the list. Not because I'm biased towards Tier 3. No, it is actually, because I'm biased towards Tier 3. Meanwhile, Jam Pancakes and Flying Rossi have entered the final sector, and dare I say it, is Flying Rossi going to try it? Jam Pancakes does have the ERS to defend.
It's a good exit.
But they round the banking for the penultimate time. My words are all over the place. But it looks like Flying Rossi does not quite have it in him. Here comes Adam Dude. Will he try and claim back that podium? He looks to the outside. He'll try and switch back, but Cheetah, perfect car placement from the Alpine driver. And is there going to be any way through now for Adam Dude? We're going to talk maybe a move into turn 12, but it's very difficult to follow through this middle sector that they're about to enter.
Yeah, honestly, Jam Pancakes, I felt like just had a bit too much DRS there from Rossi, and I'm pretty sure he will be fine for the next DRS straight. Just come on board with him now, just to make sure anything can happen. He goes a bit wide there through, I think that's turn 10. But yeah, it's just too much for Gary. Should be a Jam Pancakes win. Hopefully no errors like I did through the last corner. Look now, Adam, dude. Yeah, unfortunately this straight just isn't long enough. It's a good little DRS shape to catch back up on if you're, just nearly outside the DRS zone. But other than that, just anything special. But fair play, Jam Pancakes around the last corner. It should potentially be a win during no errors. Yeah, it's not. Jam Pancakes up to the line now. What a win, and what a great day for McLaren.
Absolute dominance. There's no other word for it. Pole position, 1-2 for McLaren. Flying Rossi did take the race lead at the start, but overall it was Jam Pancakes with the driving force. No stopping these boys today. Are we potentially talking about the Constructors' winners? Are we potentially talking about Flying Rossi as this season's champion? And it's only round 5. We've made it to the break week, and we've made it in some style. What a first 5 races we've witnessed. And we add Jam Pancakes onto the list of race winners. Make that 4 in the first 5 races in terms of different drivers on the top step. This season, it really is a treat. It's had everything.
Yeah, after returning to commentary, after over a while break, let's be honest, I could not have expected how good the start of the season has been. I'm very glad I also missed Austria, but I'm glad to be here for the rest of the races. And I missed the Rossi win, but I could never miss a Jam Pancakes win. What a great day for McLaren. 1-2 for both the English flags on top of the podium. And Cheetah, crucially, managed to get P3 with, well, let's be honest, a great move on the Humperdinck and great battles. Adam Dude finally getting the result he needed for his championship. P4 and Humperdinck. But he'll be disappointed, but it's a top 5 finish again. He just needs to keep building on this and hope that later in the season he can be more consistent than the likes of Rossi and Cheetah.
Absolutely. I'm going to get some party invites, but I do also need the toilet. I did down a bottle of water through that stream because I'm very, very hot. I'm very, very fatigued.
No problem. I'll get him
so
entertained.
Bear with me.
Don't worry. Okay, I think he's gone to the toilet. First of all, while we wait for people to join, Jam Pancakes, are you there, mate? Jam Pancakes, mate. You know what? While you're here, mate, I want to say, how proud I am to be English on this day. It's a phenomenal day to be English. How are you feeling after that very English drive from you? And
I'm quite tired, actually.
Yeah, it's a long race.
I'm almost sweating. I'm actually quite tired. I feel like I'm unfit. I don't know. That was quite hard. I don't know. I don't think because the force feedback's quite strong here, but yeah, that was a good race. I've got a bad start as always because I'm rubbish at starts. And then I got past Rossi. Safety car came out, and yeah, we just ran off with it. Really, yeah, mad.
Yeah. Well, your pace was nothing less than exceptional today. It was just very English. I've never seen such an English drive today. Yeah, you got the lead. No, you lost the lead. I think it was on turn 1, and then but your pace when you got it back from lap 4 onwards was just phenomenal. Rossi, obviously, I don't think he had the pace for you today, but he was also very English and was quicker than the rest. And you two and your English McLaren, it was just a very English day. I'm quite proud to watch such an exceptional performance.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have to say that was a nice wee.
Is
I
why
needed that.
England is the greatest country that's ever existed.
I fully agree.
God
Like,
save the Queen, mate.
Without the safety car, like 10 seconds clear, and a Scottish interference there, just like interfering with the UK's economy
The
with
Scottish
their
rebellion.
deficit.
We got some SNP interference.
Like easily would have been 10 seconds clear, and but I just think it shows why Brexit means Brexit, really.
Brexit means Brexit United, mate. Exactly.
The Queen lives on.
Absolutely.
Well, it depends who you ask. I mean,
Well,
the
rest of the
Hollywood
Americans, apparently
reporter
she's
was
dead.
there, I've got a static shock from a wheel.
But am I talking
I don't know.
To the
Yeah,
potential
yeah.
Constructors Championship lead. Sorry, potential winners. Never mind leaders. You're definitely up in the lead now.
Yeah, we're going to win a constructors.
We already have.
Yeah.
You already have. Okay.
Week and a half. Like, come on, grow up.
I mean, they're washed.
No,
Never
there's
mind
washed,
them.
and then there's washed in an acid bath. Like, where are they? I don't know.
Well, exactly, and all I see is, your nearest competitors are in a French car, and obviously, Cheetah, Belgium, that's basically French. And I don't think the English will be letting the French beat them. So, as long as Jam Pancakes actually turns up for a few more races, I don't see why McLaren can't dominate their season. And they already have. It's already won. It's already done and dusted, in my opinion.
Depends if Dan keeps on fucking up the starts.
Yeah. So you think it's better starts than me, apparently. I'm on a pad. Anyway.
Very professional interview, this, isn't it?
Exactly. But Rosie, what I want to know is, mate, though, quickly. Sorry, Joe, just cut you off, mate. Rosie, what was up with your pace today, mate? Going to practice, I thought your pace was nothing less than pretty good. But unfortunately, no race. Jam Pancakes looked like you done and dusted there, mate.
Yeah, I think softs were quite similar on their pace, but I fell out with DRS under the VSC, and
Yeah,
that
that's
was that.
and then
And
obviously in the medium stint, it was just Pancakes looked pretty clear.
I mean,
Not
he had
clear enough
quite
to
a big
drop,
gap.
DRS just that,
I went for a long-
that extra 1/10 a lap.
yeah, I went for that fat overcut because I didn't want to pit and then Cheetah still be out there in case there was a safety car.
Yes.
Cheetah's the driver's rival. I think Dan will probably be in it by the end of the season, but for now I'm focusing on Cheetah. So I thought I'll just cover him off. I'll just react to him. That was the smartest thing to do. So.
Yeah. I think that's a good decision and fair play. Yeah. Anything to add, Joseph?
Not really. That was the greatest interview I think I've ever witnessed.
Yeah.
So much so I needed a wager in it.
Wow, that's fantastic.
But yeah, break week time. Canada. Afterwards, probably a few too many penalties. Probably a few too many spins. But I'm all for it. It's part of the fun. It's part of the absolute thrill that we've seen this season. And can't wait to be back. My treat next week is mock exams. Yes, I'm a child. So that will be the replacement for WOR. It's really disappointing. I want to cry. So before I cry, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you guys for your time. And